we're gonna do is do a full scene from the newest Dave and Devbot episode. From start to finish. Well, kind of. I already have some footage taken. I guess I can go into WoW and get some footage real quick. So what I did for this scene right here, the three people have just fallen into this thing. Can't really see it though because my computer doesn't have enough memory to show it. I really need to upgrade that. And in this scene right here, they get up and start talking.
Alright, what the fuck just happened?
So, let's see. I need one where it's just going to be the rogue. The rogue fell to the right. So he's located on the right. And this one is pointing towards the right. So I can easily use this frame right here to just show him getting up. The rogue character doesn't move very much, so he's really easy to animate. So I'm going to be using this scene for him. This is going to be the background scene. I've recorded footage. If you can see really closely, the water's moving inside the stomach. The location is inside Xanos's room. Xanos's room in Dragon Soul. Alright, now let's open up WoW model viewer. Would you like to load World of Warcraft? Yes, please. Oh, I don't have my things open. Here, let me come over here and open those up real quick. Alright, so what I need to do is import my armory character. Red Haruma, that's the wrong one. So all I have to do is copy and paste it from the profile. Character, import armory character, there we go. This is my rogue. He's the character model for the rogue in this thing. And then he's got to make sure to sheath his weapons. I have him set up where he doesn't have his cape equipped in game. That way I don't have to remove it every time. But you can change his gear however you want. I like him having transmogged into the stuff I have already though. So, sheath weapons. In this scene right here, he should be getting up and then just standing still. One more thing. I need to change his background. Oops. Because his blades are green, I can't use a green background. So I have to use a different one for him. View, change background color. It's kind of a pain in the ass working with him. I really wish I had chosen different weapons. But I thought these would be cool, and I totally didn't think that I'd have to be changing the background every time I animated him. Technically I could leave in red for the other ones as well, but I like working with green. It's a lot easier to take out. Red gives me problems sometimes, what green doesn't, because green is so much easier to take out than red is. And actually, you know what, does blue work with him? I could totally do blue for everything as well. I'll just stick with what I have. I'm pretty sure I tried blue and it didn't work. There's a reason I chose red in the beginning. Alright, so I just need to choose his animation for standing up. Sit chair, shield bash, shield block, shuffle, shuffle, sit, 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 sit down, stand up. You know what? This is it. Alright, let me have him facing the camera a little bit better. Oh, I forgot to open up my recording software. Let's see, where is it at? There it is. DX Story. Okay, recording software, it's already set for this. No sound recording. High quality, frame rate 30 FPS, 60 doesn't really work well for me. Maybe if I lowered the quality it might work a little bit better. Because I'm having some problems with the character models. Whatever. Alright, his animation is fine. I'm going to hit the record button. You should be able to see I start recording. The numbers right here will turn yellow. So, there we go. And it's recorded. Alright. And I think that was fine. I can probably go straight to the standing animation as well. So where's his just standing up animation? Is it not just at stand? Oh, there it is. I think it's stand 2. So let me just record like 5 seconds of footage of this. And it's good. Alright, now to go into the actual recording software. Let's just take the 2 things I recorded right now and just drag them in over here to Sony Vegas. I don't remember if I used any effects for him though. Alright, so he stands up. I think I might have to lower the quality a little bit. Let's go to 1/4. That way it doesn't lag on me so bad. Can I play it?
Right. What the fuck just happened?
No, it's still laggy. This is awesome. This is what happens when I work in high quality and my computer can't handle it. Okay, whatever. It's fine. So he gets up right about there. And then he starts standing. That looks good. And can that loop into his standing animation? Yep, it does perfectly. Alright. So I can just shorten this up a little bit, because I don't really need the full graphic. And then let's move it over here. He'll be standing up. Okay, now I need to remove the green screen. Well, the red screen in this one. So let's go to color chroma keyer, and I have one set for the red model viewer already. I guess I could just do it default to show you how to do it. Here, let me just grab the default one. Default one is on blue. Choose the color picker tool, choose red, and then come over to the options and turn up the low threshold to like 40. That gets rid of the red outline. Everything else should be normal. Alright, and that should be everything for it. Now you don't see any red on him. He stands up normal. I think I want to like move him though. Like, let's move him back there a little bit. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. He's more in frame. Yep, that's good. Okay, I got that first one set. Now I'm going to copy the properties. No, wait. There's one more thing I need to do. I need to add one more effect to it. Soft contrast. The Dave contrast. It's a little bit too dark, so I'm going to lower the contrast a little bit. And I'll save this one, CC Toner Jim. I think this one looks a little bit better. This is to make it the character model a little bit darker. It makes it look a little bit better. I think it does anyway. It's to try to emulate the CC toner effect that is in After Effects. Because like the big thing with After Effects that makes it easier for machinimas than Sony Vegas is being able to make the characters look like they belong in the scene with adjustment layers and CC toner, and to add shadows easily. Because shadows are kind of a pain in the ass with this. Actually, you know what, let me move this up here. Okay, so I got the scene of him standing up really easily. Now I'm going to copy all of his effects and paste event attributes here, and it should be perfectly synced, and he'll just be standing up. So this scene
Alright, what the fuck just happened?
This scene is almost done. Last step, shadow. So media generators. Creating a shadow was the biggest problem for me. I think what I did was I just took elliptical white to black, or maybe it was elliptical transparent to black. I took one of them. I have shadows like preset right here. So let me grab one of the preset ones. Elliptical transparent to black. It's in the media generators tab. And then I think I just like inverted it like this. And then I moved one over a little bit. And I got a shadow. Now I'm just going to go over to the event pan / crop and move it down there. It's a little bit big. So in order to make it smaller, I'm going to increase the size of this. It's easier just to do this than it is to work it on the actual effect itself. That seems like it's good. I should probably configure this like over here where he's already standing up. There we go. Alright. That looks a little bit better. And the last step is to turn down the opacity. I can't say that word. I know what it is. That way it doesn't like stand out. This is very noticeable. If you do it like this though, it seems a lot less noticeable. Actually, it's not really off center. Let's move it over a little bit more. Alright. And that's the
Alright, what the fuck just happened?
It seems we were teleported.
That looks really good. Alright, what the fuck just happened? You know, if I want to make it look even better, I would animate the shadow a little bit, but I'm not going to. I really wish I could do an adjustment layer too on Sony Vegas. The only way I can think of doing that would be just to render the entire thing out and then add it later, because I can't really do that here. But that's basically it. That's a full scene through After Effects. The only thing I didn't show you how to do was to grab the background. I mean, I guess I could. It's not really a big deal. You just go into game and record the footage. If you can record footage, here, actually I'll do that just to add it in as well. Here, let's save this. That scene's done. In order to open WoW, you have to close Model Viewer. You can't have Model Viewer and WoW opened at the same time. Just kind of a pain in the ass. I really wish you could have both of them open at the same time. That would actually make my work a little bit easier. Alright, it looks like I'm finally here. Everything's cleared out already. All of the action will be taking place right here. Okay, so let's just zoom in. I want to get as close to the ground as possible for a devbot one. So devbot should be standing right there, and then Dave will be right there, since this is going to be a shot of both of them, but I want to get devbot more in frame, more in the center. So this should be good. So I'm just going to record like 10 seconds of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so this is the scene I just recorded. Make sure the dimensions match up. It should be fine anyway though. Alright, now for this scene I'm going to need devbot at an angle and then Dave staring at me straight on. So first I need to close out of WoW. Exit game. I think it's lagging because I'm recording right now. Okay, now I have that closed out. Fully close out of WoW before opening up WoW Model Viewer. Would you like to update? Would you like to load World of Warcraft? Yes, please. Should also mention I like to full screen WoW Model Viewer because it sometimes gives my Sony Vegas some problems if this isn't full screen when I get the footage, even though I could totally just get footage of devbot in this tiny little screen that it comes default. If I full screen it though, I have a lot less problems. And I'm going to edit the dimensions anyway. Okay, so for this scene I need him standing at an angle and Dave standing just over there doing nothing. I guess I could put some movement on devbot in this scene. So let me close that down a little bit. Wait. Is this next scene?
No, guys, this is just Blue's playroom. He shows it to me all the time.
I wouldn't believe.
Alright, I guess I'll do a double scene right here. I'll do one of devbot standing and then moving, and then he'll stop at this scene, and then I'll have Dave start talking once his lines come up. So, first off, both of them can easily use a green background, which is my favorite background to use. Alright, now character. Let's do devbot first, he's easier. Devbot is an NPC called the warbot. I don't have to look up any NPCs, any ID codes for him, since he's real easy. It's going to be standing at an angle like this, or an angle like this. I think this one will probably work out just fine. Let me do a little test. Let me just screenshot that. Come over here. Where's the screenshot at? I think it saves the screenshots over here. Here it is. I usually don't do a screenshot. I usually just record a tiny bit of footage to see if it works or not. Let me just go to my video effects. Let's go to, I think it's called chroma key here. Damn, I don't know how to spell that. Key here. Oh, CH. Green model viewer. And does it fit in this scene? Yeah, it seems fine. I think he's gonna be standing right there. I think he might want to be a little bit more like that. Just a little bit more like that. Print screen. Let's try out this other one. Control C, paste event attributes. This one, yeah, it looks like he's standing there a little bit better. Alright, I'll use that. Okay, so first, since he's just standing still, he is going to have to stand after Dave starts talking, because I don't want him to be moving when the other character is supposed to be talking in the scene. See, the thing with machinimas, it's kind of like you're a puppeteer. You're just trying to get the models to do what you want. Don't think of it as like actual animation. It's more like you're trying to fit them into a scene that with ordained movements that you can't control. Luckily, characters have tons of movements, but I think it looks better if you don't just overuse the /talk emote. Alright, so this is the one I use for devbot whenever he talks. So what I'm going to do is just have him do that, and then go into a standstill. And then just stand still. His whole animation, there we go, let's just record it from the beginning. And then at the end where he goes down. And then stop it there. Alright, I got both of them. So let's come over here and grab these two things and put them right there. There's going to be two characters in this scene, which means I'm going to need 2 layers on the bottom for shadows. I had some problems where if I intermingled the shadows, like if I don't put them all on the bottom layer, it was giving me some problems. So I'm going to have 2 scenes in here. I'm going to need to free up 2 scenes above the background for the shadows later on. So this is the movement one, right? Yeah, movement one first. So let's do this one from scratch again. Default color picker. There we go. Lucky with green I don't need to increase the threshold or anything because it's fine by itself. But if I go up to 40, it'll probably look a little bit better. But it's already like so good. Green works so much better. I don't have to do anything. You literally just use color picker and it's good to go. Alright, now let's add the effects to him. CC toner, devbot. I already have it set. It just makes him look a little bit darker. The effect itself is just soft contrast. Soft, moderate contrast, and I just adjusted the values till he looked a little bit darker than normal. Actually, you know what? Let me... Wait, I don't want to copy the properties yet until I position them in place. Actually, you know what? Let me just do that. Control C, paste event attributes, but let's turn off the contrast. There we go. So this is what he looks like without contrast. This is what he looks like with contrast. They both look about the same. It's just this one looks a little bit darker. And this one looks all light. I think the darker one makes it seem like they're more in the scene than this one does. I think it just looks better. That's why I do that. Alright, now to position him. Oh, first, devbot's going to be really small in this scene. Right there is probably good. And then I'll just Control C and paste event attributes. There we go. They both should be in the same spot. Now what I want him to do is to go to his stopping animation and stay still. Like right there. And then he'll just go into this animation right there. So is that the correct one where you just stand still? Yep, it's good. Alright, and I want him to go into this animation as soon as he stops talking, so this is where it's going to be. And then let's just adjust it accordingly, and then move it there.
It seems we were teleported into another dimension by the Illuminati.
No guys, this is just Blue's playroom.
Perfect. Alright, now I just need to add the shadow. So media generators, what I could do is I could just take the shadow I generated for this guy, Control C, and just put it over here, paste. One or more events you have chosen to paste contains generated media. What would you like to do? Create a new copy of the source media or create a reference to the original? Always choose the new one. If you create a reference, basically any changes you make to this one will also change this one, which you don't want to do because I need to move the shadow in this one. So I'm going to go to event pan / cropping and just move the shadow underneath him. There we go, right there. I think I want it to make it a little bit shorter though, so let's increase the size of that because devbot's tiny and he doesn't really cast a big shadow. And I'll want to lower it a little bit. There we go. Now it blends into the scene a lot more.
It seems we were teleported into another dimension by the Illuminati.
No guys, this is just Blue's playroom. He shows it to...
I think it's good. I think I can lower this a little bit more though. You want the shadow to be there, but you don't want it to be noticeable either. The shadow gives off the illusion that they're actually in the thing. That's why shadows are just so much better to add in machinimas, and they're really hard to do in Sony Vegas. Luckily I was able to figure out a workaround with the elliptical transparent to black manipulation. I just inverted it and it makes a good shadow, a good alternative. It's a lot easier to do in After Effects though. The reason I don't use After Effects is because this right here, doing it all in Sony Vegas, is a lot faster. Because in After Effects I literally have to do like every scene, render it out, and then put it into Sony Vegas later. So this scene that I made with Jim, I'd make it in After Effects, and then I'd have to render it out, and then put it in here. With this, I can just make it in here, and then go on straight to the next scene. And if I wanted to make changes, I'd have to go back into After Effects, change it there, and then render it out, and then put it in to Sony Vegas. With this one, if I need to make changes, I can just make the changes on here. It makes my job a lot easier, even if After Effects makes it look better. Also, my version of After Effects crashes on me if I use real background footage instead of just a picture. So with this one, you see I can see the water moving a little bit because I use real footage. If I did this in After Effects, it would just crash. It doesn't even let me play back. So I had to use Sony Vegas for all of it. It is really slow in Sony Vegas too, with all the effects going on. I guess I could lower it even more, but it still wasn't really working that well. It's probably because I'm recording this right now. It's probably slowing it down a little bit more, using it more bandwidth, or not bandwidth, more memory than it really needs, because I got lots of shit open down here. I really need to upgrade my graphics card though. Maybe my graphics card too. I need to upgrade whatever will allow me to play this at full quality without it being really slow. I can still do fine because I can just... it doesn't slow down if I just move the little line through it. But if I try to play it normally...
It seems we were teleported into another dimension by the Illuminati.
It's all laggy and you can't see shit. Luckily, that's not really a big deal. It's matched up perfectly. Devbot is done. Now I just need to add Dave to the scene. Alright, for Dave, I have this copied and pasted over here, so let me just grab him. Oh shit, let me do that again. Control C, character, import armory character, red aroma / simple. There we go. Let me sheath his weapon. Doesn't need that out. And in this scene, he's just going to be standing over there. I can probably angle him a little bit to the left. He could just stare straight. He's fine that way. Here, let me just test this out real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, and let's come over here and drop him right on top of devbot. Let's go to project media. No, wait, video effects. Key light, chroma keyer, default, color picker. There we go. And if you don't want to have to do this every time, you can just create a new default. Like how I have this one set. Wait, can I increase this one to make it look better? Nah, it looks fine the way it is. Just increase it a little bit, that way you can't see through his shoulders, which happens sometimes. What you do is, right up here after you make the changes you want, you just type in what you want, like model viewer green screen, and then you just hit save and it will show up over here. See, I have 3 of them made: green model viewer, red background gem, red model viewer. And the red model viewer doesn't really work that well. I think this is the better one. So I can just use these effects instead of having to, you know, use default and then use color picker every single time. It saves you a lot of time. Alright, now I got that. And there's also another way better way of doing it. Here, once you do it once and you don't want to do it again, what you do is you find one that you've done earlier where there's no changes made to it. This one right here, I made deliberately. I changed the background, that way I wouldn't have to change the character. See, there's no edits to it. The only thing I've done to it is remove the background and added the effects to it to make them look darker. So I can just come over here and copy, and then come to this one and paste event attributes. Gets rid of the background and adds the effects. See, I can turn that off. These lighter, darker, lighter, darker, lighter, darker. Green screen, oh, green screen. Easy stuff. I only use those 2 effects on my characters anyway. I only ever use more effects if I'm doing something really weird, like the Illuminati scene. This right here has lots of effects done to it. Here, let me open up the background. Oh, it just has the green glow for the background triangle. And... oh, I thought I had more effects than that. I only have 1. I guess it's in the other one. Right here, this effect. Oh, it's only add noise. Oh, it's probably... that's just add noise. This one has all the effects. There it is. So it has the swirl effect, gradient map, and add noise. Ooh, this one actually looks a little bit better without the noise added to it. So let's remove that, let's remove that, and let's remove that. Back to normal. Let's turn them all back on. I don't really need mirror. That one wasn't really necessary since it's already swirled out. Yeah, you don't really need other effects besides the chroma keyer. And maybe the soft contrast one. The default one, it's fine. Actually, you know, I should probably show you how to do that to get the effects I wanted. I literally just figured it out the other day, so I'm not an expert on soft contrast. I might not even use it in later videos. This is the first time I'm doing it. So, soft moderate contrast. Shit, what the fuck did I do? Oh, I think I added it somewhere. I don't know what I did. Oh, looks like I added it to this video. I added it to the shadow. I was like, what the hell did I add that? Alright, soft moderate contrast. And I think I just turned this down a little bit. And that's it. And I turned the strength all the way down to 0. Because it like puts borders up sometimes. I think those are the settings. Here, let me check my other one. Soft contrast, yeah, that's just in the middle, and this is all the way down. Yeah, I just turned off the vignette, and I have all these set to default. It's just the contrast. That's the only thing I turned down. I think it was like right there or something. Here, let me just... Was that 53, huh? Well, that's fine. So the one over here, 65, let's turn it down. Oh no, this is a little bit different. It has soft contrast added twice. Yeah, this one looks a lot better. Alright, so he's good. Now let me just put him into the scene. He's going to be in the background, so he needs to be a little bit smaller. Oops, I accidentally moved the circle. I didn't mean to do that. All the way over there. Maybe I should increase his size a little bit. He is a Tauren. Taurens are, in lore, supposed to be 10 feet tall. And he is always supposed to be taller than devbot. But he is in the background. Maybe I should make him a little bit smaller. I don't know, a lot of this is just guesswork. There's no like set, this is how you're supposed to do it in these kinds of scenes. Pretty much everyone who does machinimas, it's all guesswork. Or makes any kind of videos. Alright, that looks good.
It seems we were teleported into another dimension by the Illuminati.
No guys, this is just Blue's playroom. He shows it.
Okay, so he starts talking right about here. The blue lines down here are his lines. So this is where his standing animation ends. And I gotta be very careful not to move him on here now that I have it in the thing. Otherwise I'm gonna have to redo his standing animation. So, time for his emotes. He does have like 3 emotes that are talking. They're all in emote over here. So we have emote laugh. But usually it's this one, emote talk. If I was really lazy at making machinimas, I would just use this one every single time he talked. And I'd never use anything else. That's fine and everything, but if you're going to do that every single time they talk, just use their talk emote. Make sure you change the angles of them, and that the camera's not always just facing him straight. Like there's a scene over here where I think these are Jim's lines, the rogue.
Well, devbot, spill it.
Yeah, Jim's lines, and it's just a back shot of him with the other 2 people. See, this is an example of what I think. It's all, you know, my own personal opinion. I'm pretty sure there's some people who don't even care if in a machinima the characters just use the same talking animations over and over. But with Jim's whole stick, the rogue, is that he never uses emotes when he talks. He always just stands still. That's just part of his character design that I made. So every time he talks, I have to be very creative with the angle of the, their position. See, like over here I changed him in the background, but he's not the one talking. Every time I have him talk, I usually have him in a different position. Dave and devbot both have talking animations, though. Jim's the only one who doesn't. I mean, his character does have talking animations, like the undead rogue. He has just as much as the Torn does. It's just the character I've designed. He's supposed to be really lazy, so I thought it'd be funny if he just never did any kind of emote. It would really sell the thing that he's too lazy to bother making emotions or stuff like that. And I also thought I thought it would make it easier to do his scenes too, but I have to be really creative with how I get his lines out. So it actually is a little bit harder because I have to think of a whole bunch of different ways to show him in the screen without it being too distracting. See, like over here, this scene I did first, he just stands up and then stands still. That's fine, because there's the movement right there of him standing up. Obviously, he still moves around if it calls for it, but he'll never make a talking animation like I did for devbot over here where he moves. Or what I'm going to do for Dave where he talks. So right here, how long does he talk for over here? His talking is from 45:22 to 50, so a little less than 5 seconds. And this full thing over here, 1, 2, it's almost 3 seconds. So I'm going to have to use 2 talking animations in order to get the whole thing. Which is fine and everything. Let me just record one of this real quick. There we go, got it. And another one of his talk. He has his exclamation and his question animation. Let's use this one. Dave is very expressive. I like to just use some of the less used emotes whenever I have him talk. Sometimes he'll just dance or whatever. Because it fits his character. He's supposed to be batshit insane. And it's totally not because he only has 3 talking animations. It would be neat if he had more, but he doesn't. So let's take the 2 I created. And I'm just going to copy the event attributes over here. That way it'll both add the effects to him and put him in the exact location as the standing part. So let's animate his talking.
This is
So he starts talking.
Blue's playroom. We should.
Looks like the green screen looks a little weird. Let me check my second monitor real quick on the full screen. He's standing still. I can kind of see the green in his background. Here, let me close this out real quick. I'm looking on my bigger second monitor right now. I can kind of see the green in it. And let's turn up the low threshold a little bit. Alright, I think this looks a little bit better. So let's do this. Because I can kind of see the outline of the green screen on him. And it's gone. Alright. Whew. Okay, so I mean this is like a comedy thing. It gets very few views, but you still don't want to have any mistakes like that, because if the viewer notices them, it'll take them out of the scene. You want to have all the technical stuff like perfect with no mistakes. That way it doesn't ruin the immersion of the video. I think. Everything I say is like my own personal opinion. Alright, and then he ends talking there, and then he goes into a shout. Is a shout even necessary? You know what? It's probably not. Let me try a draft half preview.
No, guys, this is just Blue's Playroom. He shows it to me all the time.
Wouldn't believe it.
It's probably not gonna work. Good half. This is a pain in the ass. It's going really slow because of all the effects I'm using.
No, guys, this is just Blue's Play.
You know what? What if I hide these scenes? Hide. There we go.
No, guys, this is just Blue's Playroom.
Yeah, it still goes the same speed.
No, guys, this is just Blue's Playroom. He shows it to me all the time.
No, guys, it's just Blue's Playroom. I think he ends his sentence there. So what I could do is set a marker and look for the end of his speech pattern. I think it's just at the end of this video. Oh wow, I did a good job recording it. So let's just move it over there. He'll start talking in the middle
No,
of his
guys,
animation.
this is just Blue's Playroom. He shows it to me.
And I don't know why I got rid of this. And just tack this on the end. Control C, paste event attributes.
Playroom. He shows it to me all the time.
Shows it to me all the time. I want him to end his animation when he's done talking. I don't really care when he starts it, so... Wait, does he end it there? He ends talking right there. So, theoretically, I wanted to go like this. But I can't actually see it. And does he reset to standing still? Yes, he does. So what I can do is take this, add it to the end, move it up right there, move it back over there, and I think this scene is set.
It seems we were teleported into another dimension by the Illuminati.
No, guys, this is just Blue's Playroom. He shows it to me all the time.
I wouldn't believe any.
Wow, it's so slow. Is there no way to get that to look better? Good, best, good, auto.
It seems we were teleported into another dimension by the Illuminati.
No, guys, this is just Blue's Playroom. He shows it to me all the time.
I wouldn't believe.
Damn, is there no way to get this? How about draft quarter? The shittiest it can go.
It seems we were teleported into another dimension by the Illuminati.
No, guys, this is just Blue's Playroom. He shows it to me all the time.
I wouldn't believe any.
Alright, I'm just gonna go back to this. I know it's fine. Oops, I don't need full. Good, half is fine. Half still looks pretty good. What I need to do is just add the shadow to this real quick. So let me just steal the shadow I created for Jim again. Paste. And move this over here to stretch it across the whole screen, and then just move it underneath Dave. And since he's in the background, let's make it tiny. Okay, that looks good. And turn down the opacity a little bit. Alright, the scene's set. What I'm going to do is render this out, since it's not letting me actually view it. File, save. The scene looks good. Like, what I would do is I just continue on from right here, but since I'm making this video to show you how to do this, I'm going to render it out real quick. Render it out in 60 FPS. 01 D&D test with Jim. It's only like 10 seconds. So it gives me a nice little thing of what it's going to look like when it renders out. I've been doing a lot of tests with this. Usually I don't really bother like rendering out the video to test it because I know it's fine. There's probably like a few things I need to do. I usually just wait till the end and then I'll render it out. And then I'll go back and make the changes accordingly. Since I can't actually play the video to see the changes in real time. And I have to go scene by scene to see if it works or not. But it looks fine. Like, I don't really see anything I need to change about it. Alright, it's finally done rendering. Let's see. 01 test with Jim. Only 11 seconds, huh?
Alright, what the fuck just happened?
It seems we were teleported into another dimension by the Illuminati.
No guys, this is just Blue's playroom. He shows it to me all the time.
Alright, what the fuck just happened?
Alright, looks good.
It seems we were teleported into another dimension by the Illuminati.
No guys, this is just Blue's playroom. He shows it to me all the time.
Alright, what the fuck just...
This scene looks really good. I don't see anything wrong with it. Other than the fact that the shadows are really noticeable to me. But only because I put them in. Yeah. Usually doesn't take that long to do 2 scenes. It usually takes about half the time, but then again I was showing you all the steps that goes into it. It's a lot easier once you have one of them done, because you see how I just copied the same shadow I made for the other 2? That's basically what I did. And I also have whatchamacallit, presets, so I don't have to do them again. Actually, I probably should save this one. This one was a really good shadow. It's in the middle too, so it's a lot easier to save. So let's go over here and shadow and middle and save. And now I have a new preset saved, shadow in the middle, so I can just use that whenever I make a new project. It'll just save it from now on, which is great. And I know how to do it again. I just use one of the defaults, elliptical, transparent to black. My biggest problem with doing a machinima in Sony Vegas rather than After Effects was the shadow and the CC toner, but it looks like soft contrast emulates the effect to a degree. It's not perfect, but it looks basically the same, which is totally fine by me. I don't really care if this is a super high quality production anyway. If you wanted it to be super high quality, there are so many other things you could do to it that I just don't bother with, because that would make it even way longer to make, and you can't do those in Sony Vegas anyway. I'm already doing a whole bunch of workarounds to make it look like After Effects stuff. And even then, it's not like the full thing. Okay, so the video itself, those 2 scenes came out fine. You see all these tests, because I was trying out the soft contrast and the shadows. This is the first video where I've put those 2 effects in. The shadows in Sony Vegas without After Effects, and the soft contrast to make it look a little bit darker. Alright, and I guess that's it. I'm going to go finish this up while watching Netflix or something, because it's just a lot of... you don't really need to listen to the lines very often. It's just a lot of puppeteer work. See, he's still going.